What's going on, guys? Fury back again. I know you guys missed me. I was away for a little bit. I had to have a long meeting with my organizations with the Seahawks. That's why they didn't see me. I mean, they got a new, defensive line, which I that was a little surprise for me. But I got a new O line. We got a new offensive coordinator. But really, I wanted to change the GM. Because the big problem, me and my brother, we both agree, when they traded Max, down go our O-line, and that's the beginning of our problem. Jimmy Graham don't like the block. Yes, he's a great catcher. Yes, we have a good plays with him, but we have no running game when we got Jimmy. So was it worth it? So that's why I was away, folks. But I'm back at it again. We got a great show for you guys. It was an interesting post-season last weekend. And Tim, Josh, and Fogg has all the information about that. So without any ado,
I want to say welcome back, Sean. Miss you. We miss you. I want to say, hey, Shim, there's some two sexy bitches right behind you, man. Straight up. I'm looking like.
I was about to.
Sexy.
Yeah.
Wow. I almost feel like the famous painting where I'm just stretching out just to touch you.
Wow.
Just touch.
Behind you, man. Oh, ladies, better watch out. Hey, Fog, I can't leave you out, Fog. Come on, I can't. Wait, no suit, no tie today? Wait, is that an Eagles jersey? Are you feeling the Eagles' love today all of a sudden?
Is that Kevin Cobb?
Oh,
no, it damn sure ain't Kevin Cobb.
Last week.
Wait, did they even have a Kevin Cobb jersey?
Limited edition?
Don't bring up that name. But last week you wasn't too sure. All of a sudden now you're feeling the Eagles spirit.
Wow. No, I'm still not sure.
Oh, all right. We're gonna get into that. Man, Eagles won 15-10, beating the Atlanta Falcons in the playoffs. Who to blame? I'm gonna start off by saying I'm gonna blame whoever was in charge of letting Shanahan go to the 49ers. I'm going to blame, you know what? I'm going to sit down and blame the offensive coordinator. You know why? In my opinion, this team was used differently, Shim, last year. It was split between Freeman and Coleman. Freeman would get most of the yards rushing. Coleman would get most of the yards passing. This year, at all, even in the playoffs. You saw Freeman in 90% of the time. He should not be in there with screen passes. All right? Way, the play selection. Utilize why we got Sanu in there for, Shim? Why we got Sanu in there for? If 90% of the time we're throwing to Julio Jones. The offensive court, losing Shanahan to the 49ers hurt this team.
My problem with the Falcons over the weekend was how little they used Coleman compared to what they utilized with Freeman. And Coleman was obviously the much better running back on that day. And it's pitiful that they gave him the same amount of carries. Why don't you go with the hot hand, Dan Quinn? That was a head scratch from the start. Big credit, though, to the Eagles shutting down a lot of the receivers. Julio only had really a couple of nice grabs, and they came along the sideline. They did an excellent job of stopping him from being a vertical threat all game. The one red zone attempt he did have, he slipped down, and Matt Ryan was being rushed out of the pocket, and he had to do a back foot pass prayer lob to Julio. So a lot of credit goes to the cornerbacks for Philly. And then overall, I give credit to Ajayi for the way he ran, especially behind the line he's running with. You know, there was a fill-in on the left tackle. Not the easiest of positions to fill in with a substitute or a second stringer. So a lot of credit goes to Vitae for the way he held up on the line. Wisniewski, Kelsey, they were all great. Lane Johnson's the same beast as usual. And I give credit to Foles for just doing what he had to do, was game manage, make his throws, and just not turn the ball over. And they did a great job of that. So I give a lot of credit to the Eagles, more so than I do blame the Falcons. But yeah, the Falcons virtually had no pass rush.
Yeah, I wanted to blame the Falcons, but I got to give credit to the Eagles because, like Josh just said, the Falcons had no pass rush. They had 1 sack to the Eagles' 3 sacks. You couldn't. What is mind-boggling, like you said, Josh, Tevin Coleman, he was averaging like 5 yards a carry. Why not continue to feed him the ball?
Exactly.
But the big issues with them, with Atlanta, and with Tevin Coleman not getting the ball as much, play calling. Their passing game was completely obsolete. Yes, Julio Jones had 9 catches, 109 yards, but they were averaging 5 yards per pass. I mean, you weren't getting anything significant out of that. And Philadelphia just controlled the game. 32 rushes to 30 passes. Foles, he made things happen. He made that, that 4th down play. They converted on 3rd downs better than Atlanta. So they did all the right things just to get by. The biggest eye-popping thing for me is Philly turned the ball over twice, and Atlanta could not capitalize on that. So that's a combination of Philly defense and just, again, poor play calling and poor preparation, in my opinion, from Atlanta. This was a game Atlanta should have won, and they did it.
Yeah, and a lot of credit to Tim, too, for stating the fact of, obviously Kyle Shanahan. It's so apparent how much Atlanta has missed this guy. It's so bad. It's night and day compared to last year, this Falcons offense.
Yep.
To me, it was just an embarrassment how they got into the red zone and on 4 down. I got pissed off during that shovel pass. I mean, it was a waste of a down. Philadelphia showed all game during that middle was there. Fletcher Cox was not letting nobody get through that middle, and this, their back is against the wall, and they should have known that. It was disgusting. Next for the Atlanta Falcons going to the offseason. I'm going to start off by saying, now, Atlanta fans, please do not type in no hate during the live chat. It's uncalled for. We're just expressing our feelings. I'm going to say right here, quarterback. What's going to happen at quarterback? Matty Ice is a free agent this upcoming season. What are we going to do for the 32-year-old quarterback? Are we going to re-sign him? Or are you going to draft somebody this upcoming draft to get ready? What's going to happen? I mean, has Matty Ice really delivered like the way he was drafted as supposed to? He won the MVP. Yes, he took the team to the championship last year. But at the same time, are you going to commit the dollars to this man? The market over $100 million. That's going to be a big question. And not for nothing, you got Julio Jones, who was signed to 2020. That's 2 more years after. If you resign Matty Ice, to me, that's a big question. Of course, you got guys like Tevin Coleman, the backup running back. What's going to happen with him? They already commit the dollars to Freeman. Are you going to commit dollars to Coleman too? I don't think so. So, Atlanta's called big name players on offense. So it's a lot of question marks.
In my opinion, there's really nothing out there that's going to make you go, ooh, we got to get rid of Matty Ice. Even at 32, he's still got a good 5 years in him. I look at it like that. And he's got the height, he's got the gunslinging mentality, he's got the arm, and he's got the smarts of football. So they're going to keep him around. Really what Atlanta's probably going to try to do is get him some offensive weapons. So Julio is really their main toy to play with. I mean, you got Taylor Gabriel, but really how much can you – to me, he's like a gimmicky type of receiver. He's almost like a Dexter McCluster. His success in the league, to me, is only going to hold it for so long. I don't really find him high on the utilization poll in terms of the wide receiver corps. I believe they're going to need to shore up the defense. You got Brian Poole. He's not as good as the rest of the secondary when it comes to man coverage. And I do believe Dontari Poe and Claiborne are going to go to free agency this year, and I think they're most certainly going to leave and try to get the highest payday they can. So that's going to be high in the totem pole for this coming May when it comes up. And then I think they got a couple guard situations they're going to have to look at closely when it comes up too. So that's something to look for. But Tim, I think it's too early in my opinion. I know it's, you want success now. What the hell are you doing? Stop declining like this, but it's too soon. It's way too soon. Matty's done way too good for that organization to move on right now.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Josh. Everything he said. They're more than likely going to lose Dontari Poe and Adrian Claiborne. So defense has to be addressed. Cornerback, D tackle, and come on, Matt Ryan's not going anywhere. He's 32, and the way things are right now, quarterbacks, at least quality quarterbacks, they're capable of staying around till they're at least 35, 36, maybe 37. So
you know what your problem is?
Uh-oh.
You don't like spice, Five. You don't like spice. All right? You don't like spice. Damn it, you got a Guinness cup in your hand. You don't like spice? Spice. I'm telling you guys right now, and I'm going to say this. Matty Ice will be a New England Patriot when Tom Brady leaves. Remember, Boston College. All I got to say. Staying there, if he stays there and Brady leaves, watch Matty Ice to the Patriots. I want all the credit for that. I had a lot of time to think about that.
With a little Adobe seasoning.
All right. Let's move on to the New Orleans Saints. The Saints, wow. Let's be all respectful to the young man Marcus Williams, please.
Hell no.
The Saints lost a last biter to the Minnesota Vikings, 29-24. Case Keenum threw a nice 60-yard touchdown to Diggs. Marcus Williams, the safety for the rookie safety for the Saints, assume trying to tackle him, miss. Diggs ran for the score. Who to blame? Wow. You have to blame. You know what? You have to blame the Marcus. Even though, yes, the Saints came back, you got to blame the safety. Bad angle, bad timing. He's a rookie. I can't say that the defensive coordinator should have put a veteran back there or whatever. He timed it wrong. I know some people was like, if you felt it was a pass interference, the way you would have hit him, should have just did it. But the kid was thinking one way and it happened another way. I just feel that this play right here will stick by him, it will stick to him, and it will make him a better player going forward in his career. Because this will always be the top 3 moment in NFL history. That's all I can say.
I put a lot of responsibility on Drew Brees for this one. Just watching the game and going back over the highlights, man, you can just watch it for yourself. You're going to say to yourself, wow, this is not Drew Brees. And if people are questioning Eli Manning's arm strength, I think it's very legit to start doing the same for Drew Brees, because there was a couple times, not only did he have Ginn and Thomas down the field, he underthrew the ball, and it was a good 5-6 yards underthrown, and that's not like him. So that worries me a little bit, and that really did cost them some monumental swings in the game, being picked off a couple of times. Him and Keenum were virtually, I think, the same in completion percentage, but overall, just watching the tape, man, you just shake your head at Brees, and you wonder if something was hampering him. It just was not a Brees-esque type of playoff game. You expect him to come out and just, have a monumental light-up type of game, but this is probably one of his more forgettable games. And then I do put some blame on Ingram as well. He didn't get it going. They had to rely on that rookie yet again with Kamara. I've always been a bigger Kamara fan. I've hated Ingram from the start. I told that to my friends fantasy-wise, but they tried to send me screenshots bragging about, oh, do you still hate him? Do you still hate him? Honestly, I do. Yeah, and the only reason he had a productive season, in my opinion, was thank you, Alvin, for taking some of the load off, giving me fresh legs, and opening up the running game for me more because you're such a versatile, dynamic weapon X in this league. Probably the most dangerous weapon X is what I'll classify him as. So, Breeze, man, it was not the best of games for him. And I'm not going to put the blame solely on the safety wounds. But, yeah, would have been a nice stop. But they could have easily gotten a field goal from that range, too. So we'll never know, you know?
I'm blaming Williams all day. I'm blaming Williams all day.
We could have got a field goal, Fox. Come on, man.
You know, Fox couldn't help it.
Listen, had he even made a play, because I don't even know, like what he did was he looked like he was ducking. Like he didn't even know Diggs was there. Like someone threw a snowball at him and he just started ducking. That's what he looked like he was doing. You could blame Breeze, but at the same token and in the same breath, I could say we blame Breeze. You could also blame Minnesota for blowing a 17-point lead and allowing Drew Brees to get this team back into that game. So it was kind of back and forth. The Saints shouldn't have been in a position to win the game or be in the lead to begin with. So this failure on New Orleans, this has to fall on this guy's shoulders. Because what he did was – it was unethical by football standards. He did not try to tackle him. People have said, well, he was trying to guess where he was going to be. Why did you duck like someone threw a punch at you? What he did makes absolutely no sense. It broke every fundamental law that you're taught in tackling, even at the Pop Warner level. This is on Marcus Williams' shoulders. It sucks because he's a rookie. It sucks because he had a nice interception for them earlier in the game, but this falls on his shoulders. He screwed up, and he screwed up majorly.
Let me just jump in real quick. If you want to dial in and say it with your chest, the number is 718-313-5155. Again, 718-313-5155. Carry on, fellas.
Well, Sean, in order for them to call, they got to be brave enough to handle the heat. I'm not too sure they want to make that phone call.
Yeah, the Fury Roundtable is pretty serious, so call at your own risk.
Call,
I take that as a challenge. Anybody open the heat?
All right, so basically, we all said our piece about what happened during the game. Who to blame? So, what's next for the offseason? Well, the number one question for me is what happens with Drew Brees? What happens with him? He's 40, 41 years old. What's going to happen with him? I mean, should the Saints sign him and try to make another run? Should they draft another quarterback, make a trade for another quarterback? See, and here's the thing. To MW out there, let me explain something to y'all. See, sometimes you got to think outside the box. Easy to say they're going to keep his Drew Brees. They're going to keep it. How many guys have we seen come and go? Oh, that's the norm. It's the business. You can't keep everybody. That's an easy answer. So I'm gonna think outside the box. So Drew Brees accept a contract like say 1 year, $10 million? I don't think so. So if I'm the New Orleans Saints, what I'm gonna do is look around. Hey, Sam Bradford, why not? Seeing the Saints this year, they turned into a running team, something that Brees has never really had. As he was okay. So if I'm the New Orleans Saints, I will address the quarterback position. You either draft somebody or let Brees retire. Go ahead and get Sam Bradford. Go ahead and get Case Keenum, who is a free agent. Get the youth movement.
Baker Mayfield. Tim, honestly, yeah, you're right. This is one of those teams that may have to start thinking about a quarterback. And seriously, though, think about that. Drew Brees, Baker Mayfield, same body type, same build. Mayfield's actually an inch higher, taller, I should say. So, you never know. And the only thing that hurts them this year, I don't think they have a second-round pick. That's going to hamper their trade-up abilities a little bit unless they want to think about digging into their 2019 stash. With them, though, it's definitely going to be quarterback. It's definitely going to be a priority to him. Absolutely. I was getting to that with my Drew Brees talk. It's going to be they're going to have to look at some defensive ends. Linebacker, too. I'm honestly surprised how they survived the season with Monte Teo and A.J. Klein, Craig Robertson. I'm just not the biggest of household names. Got the job done, serviceable names, but they could use some more dynamic players there. And, I think they got Kenny Vaccaro, Alex Okafor hitting the free agency. So they're probably going to look up to possibly get some defensive backs or even shore up the defensive line, get the trenches shored up a bit. But, yeah, Saints, that they could be a shocker moving up in the draft. You never know.
Yeah, it's a trifecta. They gotta address the quarterback position. Drew Brees is 39 years old, and like Josh said, there were throws all season. There have been throws that he's just been off, and it's funny because you see it's almost an immediate decline in these skill positions: quarterback, wide receiver, running back. You see them have a good season, or Brees had a very good season this season. Let's not dismiss the season. He had once again a top 4 statistical season, and he's remained that way for almost the last decade and a half. But at some point, it's going to fall off. At some point, the wheels are going to fall off the wagon, and he is going to hit the ground hard. And it almost seems like this season should be, hey, listen, you know what? I'm hanging it up because maybe next season we're going to see that he can't make the throws that he used to make. That even though his decision-making is good, his yards per attempt have gone down. There's a reason why they've gone down. He's not a check-down quarterback. His arm strength, he's losing it a bit. So, they're going to have – the Saints are going to have to address the quarterback position. I hate to tell you, Josh, you're not listening. Baker Mayfield isn't the answer.
Screenshot this, Fox. Screenshot this.
Screenshot it. Record it. Let them know Baker Mayfield is not the answer.
Oh, I can't wait till the polls.
Listen, I mean, Fog. I think I like Josh's idea with Baker Mayfield. Backup, especially if you're gonna have Sean Payton there for the long run, it kind of fits. He got an arm, he can move. It's not a bad spot. Not a bad spot. I mean, first round, pick. I can't wait for your mock draft.
They're at the bottom of the first, and if anything, Baker's been mocked to go in the top 15 potentially. Never know, man.
Idea.
He's got a lot of talent. I think that's what GMs are going to be looking their chops at.
All right, next matchup, Tennessee Titans. I want to say Madison DeCersey. He's a big Titans fan, and 2MW, the only one who represents the Titans, and I know the pain that he must have went through going over there to see his team not show up the way we all thought they would show up. 35-14 to the New England Patriots. It was like a preseason game. My God, who to blame? Well, Mike Mularkey got fired. There's a lot of things behind that. Getting the blame. They played poorly on both sides of the ball. So you got to blame the head coach. DeMarco Murray, even though DeMarco Murray missed the game, I don't think it would have helped as much because him and Henry are almost the same type of back. They're just a little bigger than the other. I don't know. You know what? I'll say this. Mariota still needs to develop. In my opinion, will the new coach – well, you know what? We'll save that for the offseason. I'll say that for the offseason. I'll just say right now the head coach is fired. I put the blame on him.
Yeah, it's definitely easy to say where the blame goes when he already got the physical blame for it. But yeah, watching the game, you just scratch your head because Mariota was running wild. He never got comfortable. He did make some nice throws over the middle, and his accuracy, you could tell it can be there if he can get in a rhythm in a game. But Tim, like you said, he never got to really get as comfortable or get really warm in the pocket, and that's what kind of hampered the whole offense. Corey Davis made an excellent grab in the first quarter, but from there it was like lights out offensively for the Titans. They didn't do anything. It seemed like a bunch of, first down, then punt, first down, then punt, and they just got stifled. Like the offensive play calling was very questionable. And on the defensive end for the Titans, they just could not cover Gronk. Cooks was getting some nice slants. Chris Hogan was even getting busy. Oh man, and the Titans could not stop those running backs whatsoever. Deion Lewis, 8. James White, 8. Even Brandon Bolden for the few attempts he came in for. 8, 8, 8 all over the field. There was just bowls of cereal everywhere in Gillette Stadium. And this is another thing I want to show you on the Shimmy All 22 cam. If you're a Titans fan, this has to make you absolutely effing sick. Count how many seconds Brady is out here chilling for. I mean, seriously, what was that? 7.5, 8 seconds? That has to drive 11. You nuts when you have Jarrell Casey and Daquan Jones and Avery Williamson. It's just mind-boggling. So that was another hit. Their defense looks like they just gave out by the second half.
So then why is there anyone else to blame other than New England? New England just came in with a great game plan and beat the brakes off the Titans. There's no one else to blame. Tennessee, the one thing that they were doing good, what did they do against Kansas City? Derrick Henry ran for over 150 yards. Tennessee's been predicated on their running game. And New England, what does New England do? They turn around, they select what you're good at, and then they key in and hone in on that. They honed in on what Tennessee was good at, and they shut them down. I'm blaming nobody but New England on this.
Well, we have a caller. Let me see. Who is this on the phone call from Virginia?
Hello? This is Brian. What's up, man?
Who's this? Sorry. Who's this on the call?
Brian.
Oh, what's going on, Brian? I thought I missed you, bro. I know you have something to say during the Saints. I mean, say it with your chest. We're going to go back a little bit to the Saints now. So what you got to say, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys already covered it. I kind of know how you guys already feel. Most of you feel about Marcus Williams. I know some of you guys give him a pass. Some of you guys are saying he's a rookie. But I'm going to say this right now that I don't usually put all the blame on one player for a loss. But I'm going to put all the blame on this player for this loss. Because had he made the right football 101 plays and had just not over pursued and had just not gone in for a kill shot, which he wanted to do to Stephon Diggs, had he had just made the right play by just letting Stephon Diggs catch the football and tackling him inbounds, which he clearly was nowhere near the sideline, the game is over. And Marcus Williams, I know he's a rookie, I get it, but that's a play he's made since probably middle school, since he's been playing the safety position. And for whatever reason, he decided to go for a kill shot instead of just making the right tackle Stephon Diggs inbounds. Look, there's not a lot of times in sports, guys, where you can blame it all on one player. But I went back and did some research, right? And there's some times in sports where you can just say, oh, that play lost the game for that team. And you can go back and look at Bill Buckner for the Red Sox. Had that ball not go through his glove, the Red Sox most likely win the World Series, right? I'm not a big baseball guy, but it's pretty much what I've been told by a lot of Red Sox fans and a lot of baseball aficionados that had that ball not gone through his legs, the Red Sox win. You can even go back to another playoff game with the Denver Broncos and Cleveland Browns. Ernest Biner's fumble at the 2-yard line. He goes in, the Browns win that game, and then there is no drive by John Elway. There's nothing like that. Okay? They win that game. And then you can even go back to, I even went back to college basketball. You know, Michael Jordan's last second shot. Actually, it wasn't even a buzzer beater. There was about 15 seconds left. But a guy by the name of Fred Brown made Michael Jordan's shot possible. Do you know what Fred Brown does? He just inexplicably throws the ball to James Worthy, just for no reason. He just gives him the ball. And then that's why Michael Jordan is known for that shot. Had that, Georgetown was favored to win that game. Had Frank Brown not made that terrible pass, Georgetown had a shot to win that game. This play by Marcus Williams is in that category with those guys. If he just makes the tackle.
Hey, Brian.
Makes a football play. Yeah.
One question. Whose interception was it that started the rally and comeback for the Saints?
Oh, look, I get that. I knew that was coming. I understand that.
Right. So how can we blame the guy solely for losing the game when he was solely the reason that they even had a shot or cracked back into the game to begin with?
I don't know if that was the reason. Look, Drew Brees had a lot to do with that too. Drew Brees,
and Brian,
he
after you answer Josh's question, can you also answer? Is Marcus Williams the best safety on the Steelers if he playing on your team?
Say one more time. I'm sorry. Can you see that? Is Marcus Williams the best?
The best safety on the Steelers. Is he better than any safety on the Steelers right now? After you answer Josh's question, though.
Is he better than any safety on the Steelers right now? I mean, when I take him over Mike Mitchell, I don't know. I mean, I think you flip a coin with that. I mean, I'm never been a big fan of Mike Mitchell. So, like, I mean, you can flip a coin with that one. If you want Mike Mitchell, if you would tell me that Marcus Williams is coming in for Mike Mitchell, I'll say, cool. But if you would tell me that Mike Mitchell's staying, cool. Like, I really can't answer that question because I don't really I'm not that big on Mike Mitchell. Anyway, he makes some good plays, but he's just more of a heavy hitter than anything. But Marcus Williams just whiffed, guys. He whiffed on that.
Yeah, I'm not going to allow you to hassle my co-hosts on 360, okay, Tim and Josh. I'm not going to allow you guys to do that because he agrees with everything I said, and he didn't even hear it. That's crazy, B, by the way. B, you agree 100% with everything that I said. I appreciate you for this phone call.
Listen, everybody who makes a call into Fury, you need to prepare yourself. We always did was ask him a question. That's all we did. I mean, one. He was to me. That was the best. That was the best question you could ask.
Listen, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you did something great. Bottom line is, if you look at Eli Manning for the Giants, how many times did he put the Giants in bad situations because of his interceptions? But his last minute, fourth quarter heroics, which he's had plenty of, gotten them out of the hole that he dug them. And we turn around and we praise and we applaud that. Well, it's got to work both ways. The doors has to swing both ways. Marcus Williams made a great pick. He also blew the damn game when he had an opportunity to seal it.
Okay, in the first quarter, we ain't talking about it really.
I understand to give a section like Steven said. I get that. He made a great play. But nobody remembers that nor cares about that because all he had to do was make a damn tackle. That's all he had to do. And then when
okay, wait, okay, you know what, Brian, you know what, Brian, look, I'm saying with a smile on my face. If you can see me, I'm gonna give you that.
Sorry.
Let's finish up the Titans conversation because right after that we got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, Brian. All right, so real quick, listen. Let's all jump into the off season with the Tennessee Titans. What's next? Well, apparently right now, Bog had the juice about who may be the head coach. So,
Amen.
Bog, you can lead that off.
Look, everyone's saying it's a foregone conclusion that Josh McDaniels is going to the Colts. Even Adam Schefter. Now, I'm not going to say I've got juice over Adam Schefter, but there's been no commitment made. And there's multiple reports coming out saying that Josh McDaniels and he might be in a tug of war, if you will, between Tennessee and Indy. Now, remember, Indianapolis's GM, John Robinson, he grew with the Patriots organization from 2002 to 2013. He got promoted from within that organization and then went to Tampa Bay before coming to Tennessee to be Tennessee's GM. So he knows the inner workings of the Patriots. He's developed relationships with all of these the personnel over there. So it's not far-fetched for a coach to turn around and say, in Josh McDaniels' case, yeah, maybe I was leaning and committing to Indy, but maybe I want to go to Tennessee. Now, people say, well, he's too far in the process. Well, what's a better fit? Look at Indianapolis and the shit show that organization is right now, and look at Tennessee. Even though they were as inconsistent as they were, you look at the division that they play in, they still made the playoffs. The AFC, there's a change coming in the AFC. The teams that were at the top, they're no longer going to be at the top anymore. So coaching is the first thing that they need to address. And it wouldn't be shocking for me to see Josh McDaniels wind up over there. The second thing they need to address, they need a damn running back that can help out Derrick Henry and help out Marcus Mariota. And then they need to address the receiver position. Those two positions need to be addressed and addressed immediately because they need a good receiver and they need a solid running back there to help Marcus Mariota out. But coach, look, Josh McDaniels could be the coach of the Tennessee Titans.
Josh?
Sorry about that. My OBS is giving me fits over here. I honestly don't know what direction the Tennessee is going to head in coaching wise. That's the biggest. Oh man, because like you guys have said, it seems like the candidates are already swooped up with Shermer, Patricia, McDaniels, and you got Schwartz out there. I guess still, it's not really a sexy pick in my opinion, but who's really going to fit the mold for that exotic smash mouth offense? I really don't know. It's kind of a cliffhanger for me right now. But overall, with the team, with the draft coming up with the Titans, they're going to need to shore up some of that defensive line because I know Jarrell Casey's a staple there, but I know they're going to have some free agency issues with Daquan Jones and Arakpo. I think those guys might be a little less on like the salary cap, so they might be able to retain some of those guys. But I think Avery Williamson's another one that might be free agent, so they're going to have to shore that up. Receiver is going to be definitely another one. Eric Decker and Rashard Matthews, not the answer. Corey Davis is a very good rookie right now, but he needs help. I didn't like the way Eric Decker played at all this season. Delanie Walker's really their true number 2 wide receiver, I feel. And then the Titans are also going to have to look at a guard. You know, that's really going to make their offensive line one of the sexiest in the league because you already got your bookends with Luwan and Conklin, and you got your boy Ben. What the hell's his name? Ben Jones, is it at center? So guard, if you shore up the guard position, Mariota, Henry, and whoever they get as a future running back tandem is going to be really happy there.
Well, just to let you know, certain running backs are going to be moving up because Bryce Love has committed to returning to Stanford, and he was a top 5 running back that I had.
Oh, shit.
Yes, he's going back to Stanford for another year. So
I didn't even hear that. That's big news. Yeah, that's wow. Dooley, you hearing this? Get your mocker. He's already erasing. I can already hear it just scraping and ripping the paper.
You all know Dooley's doing his mock draft right now. You all know that.
Yep.
Well, the Tennessee Titans right now currently hold the 25th overall draft pick. I'm pretty sure, like Fogg was saying about needing a running back, you can have guys out there like Darius Geis from LSU. He may be around. How about your boy Michelle from Georgia? So
Sony, yeah.
This guy's available from according to scouts. Della, Fogg, running backs is very deep, so that should be no problem drafting.
You like Damian Carrot?
Damian Harris.
Oh, Harris
from Alabama.
Yeah. He said Carrot.
I was like,
who the hell is that?
Tim thought he was getting God again through that show. Wait, Buster Hyman? Yeah, he's at least a second-round pick.
Hey, don't say that name no more. Don't say that name. I don't want to ever hear that fucking name again. That guy got me. That was a mistake. I thought he said another word. I don't want to hear that name again. And then he's banned in here. You can't say that name no more.
Damian Carrot. Oh, he killed it at the combine. Are you kidding me?
All right.
Did you see his bench press?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Brian on the phone. So we are jumping to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Brian, you still there, Brian?
I'm here. You hear me?
Brian, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Brian.
Hello?
Okay, I want you to do me a solid. I'm just being very courteous, because you are your company. Get yourself a glass of water, please. I want you to drink a glass of water.
I got bottled water.
That works.
You got water? Did you have a sip?
I'm good. Yep, I just did.
All right, good. Steelers lost 45-42 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is the same team that was overlooking the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're already talking about playing the New England Patriots in the AFC Championship game, knowing that the same team that lost to last week beat them 30-9. 30-9, week 5. Now, yeah, the Steelers played a better game last week. But the Jacksonville Jaguars offense, Blake Bortles, the guy that everybody was saying, let's cover Kaepernick, the guy that everybody was making fun of. Wow. He put up about 35 points against the Steelers defense.
Saying that, whatever.
Ain't that something? Now, who to blame for this game? Well, Pryville's own Tommy was on, and I'm going to blame the head coach. First of all, with that ridiculous spit on his beard, that was embarrassing. Wipe your beard next time, Mr. Tomlin. Through the whole game was disgusting. It had some damn wings, and I wanted to dip it into the blue cheese, and that glob of spit was on his beard. It was disgusting. The whole game. Okay, first of all, I'm going to blame. You know what? Mind you, I'm going to blame the whole Steelers team. You know what I'm going to blame them for? First of all, Le'Veon Bell. All this man care about is his contract. All he's doing is threatening people. If I don't get my money, I'm sitting now. X, Y, and Z. I'm blaming Antonio Brown. You're not a leader, Antonio Brown. You're not a leader because guess what? All you care about is your targets. That's all you care about. What did Martavis Bryant do this game? What did Juju Schuster do this game? They did crap. You know what I'm going to blame too? I'm blaming 2MW for roasting me when I said James Harrison, when he got cut, he's going to the Patriots. But Steelers fans like Brian, Corey, and the rest of y'all, he's going to retire. He's garbage now. You want to say the man is garbage at week 15. You went to week 15 to call him garbage when he's been leading your team through the whole season? Is that right, Brian?
Active for 74 plays.
Do not interrupt me, Brian. I am talking, Brian. Don't interrupt me. Brian, I am talking here. So I'm blaming all the Steelers.
Wait a minute. You asked him a question.
Hey,
you got mad at him?
I got the mic. Stop it now. Let me say my piece. I let you guys go on.
Sean, mute this man.
James Harrison went to the enemy. He's right now. He's going to the AFC Championship game. You guys thought y'all had it. Oh, we got TJ Watt. You know what TJ Watt did? Guess what? What did he do? What? With a question mark. They shit that whole game. That's why you're lost. The game was all about Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown getting in targets. I seen Le'Veon Bell and Antonio smiling and laughing, even though they're losing. They're not leaders. They just want their money. Y'all an embarrassment. And now you got people outside the organization lobbying to fire Mike Tomlin. How disgusting is that? Disgusting. Don't you ever talk about Jerry Jones. At least he got the balls to hold his crotch and say, that's my team. The Roonies don't have that crotch. They got something to rub. They're rubbing. They ain't grabbing. They're rubbing.
You're not making any sense. But I'll tell you this right now. Let me just start.
A lot of sense. You just don't want to hear it.
Let me just start with. Let me just go back track here. And let me tell you who I blame. One thing I do agree with you is the overlooking of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I said this during my Facebook Live, video, that the Jacksonville, we overlooked them. Mike Mitchell did, talking shit throughout the whole game, or throughout the whole week, overlooking them. Le'Veon Bell, I will admit, I don't like the timing of him talking about his contract. I thought it was a little premature of him. I don't know what the hell you're talking about AB not being a leader and him talking about targets. We got a guy like Des Bryant who's saying, give me the damn ball. But he can't even catch the damn ball. So they would talk about AB, about wanting targets and crying out targets when every single receiver in the league does that. Especially your guy, Des Bryant, who asks for the ball and then proceeds to drop it. So I don't want to hear about, don't even talk about AB. Okay, AB did his thing in that game. AB showed up. He showed up in that game. If there's anybody that showed up in that game with his strained calf that was supposed to leave him out for a couple of weeks, more than a couple of weeks, that's a month-long injury. And he came back for that game. He showed up. So please don't even mention AB. He rolled out. Same thing with Ben Roethlisberger. Despite his 2 turnovers, which I hated, but he rolled out as well. He had 5 touchdown passes in that game. Okay, his QB rating was up. He completed about 60% of his passes. Okay, Ben Roethlisberger balled out in that game. The play calling.
Brian.
As much as I don't like Todd Haley,
don't cut him off.
He didn't call a bad game. He called questionable. He made questionable calls and very, very key moments. That's what I didn't like. The 4th and 1, where all Ben Roethlisberger had to do was fall forward. But instead, they tossed the bell. That was a Haley call, not a Mike Tomlin call. Or the 4th and 1 when they threw the ball to Juju Smith-Schuster. It was a 10-yard dig. That was a Haley call, not a Mike Tomlin call. Mike Tomlin called the outside kick. He admitted that. Did I like that? I'm not going to admit. Before Mike Tomlin even gave his explanation to why he did it, he was thinking the same thing I was. Look, as crazy as it sounds, we just weren't stopping their offense. We weren't stopping the Jaguars. So we might as well try to get the ball back. We were scoring. We scored 42 damn points on this supposedly great defense. We could score. We were moving the football, but we couldn't stop them. So I don't blame Mike Tomlin's way of thinking about that, which brings me to my main reason why we lost this football game was the defense. Defensively, we were horrible. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. We sucked in that game. And that's mainly on Keith Butler. That's a Keith Butler issue. Keith Butler, since he's taken over Dick LeBeau, we've been 29th overall in defense. Last year, we were 26th. This year, we made some strides, especially with J.J. Watt, who should get Defensive Rookie of the Year honors, who should get at least some recognition for it. With the addition of him, we made some strides. We actually ended up top 10 in defense. At one point, we were number 5. Overall, we were top 10. But in this game, we were horrible. Blake Bortles was actually moving the ball with some confidence. Throwing the ball with some confidence. And look, when he ran, he got first downs. It was ridiculous. And I'm not going to buy the excuse that we missed Ryan Shazier. I'm not going to buy that. Because when we had Ryan Shazier in week 5, Leonard Fournette still ran for over 190 on us. He still balled out. So I don't want to hear that excuse from Steelers fans. Look, Timothy, I'm with you. I'm not making excuses for us at all. I'm not. All I'm saying is, I'm not going to sit here and let you blast our head coach when he's arguably, probably the second greatest head coach in our organization, who's probably one of the reasons why we're even in this position. Does Mike Tomlin make some questionable calls? Yes. Do I feel like he's sometimes too much of a player's coach, that he needs to have more of an iron fist? Yes. I hope he actually sees that, because I'm not going to lie to you. Some of the things that were said during the week would never be said by a Bill Belichick coach team. I'm just saying that it would never be said by a team like that, because Bill Belichick's teams, they shut up. Because Bill's not a player's coach. He gets those guys out of there. You know, only thing I wish Mike Tomlin did more of, honestly, was probably throw down the iron fist a little more and not be so much of a player's coach. Players love to play for him. I love the guy. I really do. But he's like one of those teachers you had back in high school who were so cool. You loved him. You related to him. But he really didn't have much control of his class. And I'm not saying that Mike Tomlin doesn't really have control of the team, because I think he does. But I think he needs to be more stern with some of his players. Okay? Because a lot of things that were said during the week shouldn't have been said. And I do put some of that on Mike Tomlin. But when it comes to the game, hell no. No, absolutely not. That's Keith Butler, who I pray is not back. I really do. Because look, we are the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're not about offense. We're the steel curtain. You ask anybody from Pittsburgh or anybody's a Steelers fan, what do they notify? What do you recognize us as? It's the steel curtain. And we were far from that in that game. So
you're more the curtain.
You're more like a shower curtain.
Exactly. You lost me there, and I'm sorry. You guys are a kitchen curtain. You're not no steel curtain.
Shower
TJ
curtain.
Watt is not Rookie of the Year. Don Lattimore. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Josh.
I just wanted to say something because I heard a stat about them being like top 5 in defense this season. Yeah, so was the Buffalo Bills in like week 3. And they ended up in like, what, 26 overall? It doesn't matter where you start. It matters where you finish.
I agree. I said that. I just said that. I said we were okay this year. We made strides, but we sucked in the postseason. We sucked at the Jaguars. I agree with that. So that's the reason why I think Keith Butler needs to go, because we looked the way we looked the last 2 years, where teams were just gutting us up the middle.
Well, and I'm going to clarify something with you. You talk about Des Bryant. And
how the hell did you wait? How the hell did you make this about?
No, Fogg. He started it. See, we talking about the Steelers.
It always turns to 88.
I mean, why would he bring him in there? I didn't bring him in. He brought him in there.
Stop.
Why is Tim getting into this? You already said it's time to move on from Dez.
Stop. I'm going to agree with everything Brian said. This is a Keith Butler issue. This is not Mike Tomlin. This is Keith Butler. I'm agreeing with him. And here's why. Mm-hmm. We just got off of talking about the Tennessee Titans and the New England Patriots and how Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots, they prep for what they're weak at, and they want to take what you're strong at away. New England's been weak at the running game. Their run defense has been shabby. So what did they do? They focused on a run attack. The Jacksonville Jaguars running game is what propels this team. They ran for 164 fucking yards on the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Yes, this is completely on Keith Butler, because as a D coordinator, you should have been game planning for, hey, let's stop Fournette, a rookie, and let's put this shit on Blake Bortles' shoulders without an Allen Robinson to throw the ball to. And they didn't. They got steamrolled by Leonard Fournette to the tune of 164 yards. This is completely on the defense, the way the defense played or didn't play, and Keith Butler, because it's your job as a defensive coordinator to prepare the team. Yes, Tomlin bears the burden of this because you're at the end of the day, you're the head coach. You supervise this game plan, damn it. So yes, you are responsible for it. But the majority of the blame is going to fall on the shoulders of the failures of that defense and the defensive coordinator.
Hold on a second. No, hold on. I want to make this very clear. The Steelers were ranked number 10 in total defense, rushing defense, number 10, right? Number 10, right? All right. Brian, you there, Brian?
Oh, that's right.
Okay, they were ranked number 10 in rushing defense. I want to name all the running backs this year. Is that cool, Brian?
That's fine with me.
That's fine. All right. Hey, Baltimore, right? Who's their running back, Brian? Nobody. Move on. Don't think about that. Okay. Chiefs this year, right, Brian? Rookie Hunt, right?
Yeah, Kareem Hunt.
Brian, you there, Brian? Brian, are you there? Got cold feet. Okay. They played the Chiefs.
Is there?
Okay. They played the Bengals this year. No stud there. They played the Lions this year. No stud there. They played the Colts this year. No stud there. They played the Packers this year. No stud there. They played the Bengals again. They played Baltimore. No stud. They played the Patriots. No stud. They played the Texans. No stud. They played the Browns. No stud. They played Jacksonville. Jacksonville Jaguars have the two best running backs this year that they faced: a rookie and a second-year player. Throughout the whole season, the Steelers play nobodies who commit to the run.
Let me interrupt you really quick. I got
Brian, hold up a second. Brian, hold up a second. Hold up. And this is where reality hits you now. We all want to speak about numbers. Numbers is so easy. But when you explain the damn numbers, you see reality. The reality is this. Y'all couldn't handle a tough team. Y'all was soft in the ass. Very soft. You didn't need Vaseline to get up in that ass. And that's what Jacksonville did. Excuse me for anybody in there who is 13 and younger. Excuse me. I'm just keeping it real, Brian. Keeping it very real with you. The problem is this. Y'all couldn't handle the Jacksonville Jaguars. Leonard Fournette came in there and he tore it up 2 times on y'all. Week 5 and in the playoffs. Y'all didn't play anybody. All your stats was against that division. The Browns, the Bengals, a bunch of teams combined who struggled to get in the playoff.
Brian got to leave soon.
Numbers are beautiful. But when you explain the damn numbers, there's a reality to it.
Did he just say 13 and younger?
I understand.
I'm old school.
Not like I haven't looked at that context, but Kareem Hunt was, if I'm not mistaken, was the NFL leading rusher. Am I right about that? Can I get?
Wait, he was. Come on. I know
he was.
You did not read it. Brian. God so help you, Brian.
Hey, yo, wrap it up, B. You got to wrap it up. You heard me?
Do not come out and talk about the NFL leading rusher. Then when Ezekiel Elliott was out 6 games, he still was in top 10. Stop it already.
Yo, B, wrap it up.
Right. Thank you, Brian. Yo, thank you, Brian, for joining.
Damn. It is a sort. Wait, no, hold on, Sean. 1 minute, Sean. What's next for the Steelers? Hold on, we still got to do one more thing. What's next for the Steelers? No trolling. I'm gonna keep it real. Right now, we got Big Ben. I thought he was gonna retire. He's saying he's not gonna retire. So I'm thinking Haley, the offensive coordinator, don't have a good working relationship, and there's words that Mike Tomlin may get fired, I'm thinking Ty Haley's gonna basically be fired. Le'Veon Bell, if the Steelers franchise tag him again, is a big mistake.
Gonna be fired? Did you say?
Okay.
Mike Tomlin's gonna be fired.
All right.
Read the news. It's up there.
Hey, Sean. Let me say one thing. Let me say what we should do. There are a lot of questions. There are a lot of questions that need to be answered. Okay. Big Ben said he's coming back. Like we all know, he's a flip flopper. So he said he's coming back now, but he can change his mind in the summer and say he's love football, blah blah blah. Whatever. I think we need to adjust the running position. I don't know what Le'Veon does. I don't know what he's thinking right now. He could be blowing smoke by saying he's going to retire or sit out. I'm not sure. We have James Conner, who's a pretty capable back if you give him enough carries. We have him backing up Le'Veon Bell. So we have that, but I think we need to address that. Obviously, we need to address the defensive side of the football. We need to address the safety position. Because we haven't been the same since obviously Palomalu has gone. It's been 9 years. So we need to address that position. We need to address the weak side linebacker position. That position right now is pretty weak. No pun intended. Okay, we need to address that right now. Okay, offensive line is still pretty solid. I like our own line right now. We're counting the Castro leading the way. I don't want to say we should address the quarterback position right now. We have Lindy Jones and Joshua Dobbs back there. I saw some Dobbs in the preseason. I wasn't that impressed, but they say he's getting better. They say he's improving every day, and then it's swing, and Mike Tomlin seems to love him. So right now, I think we need to adjust that defensive side of the ball. We need to get back to what we were. And I hope Keith Butler's not a part of that. I really do. And but let me just say one thing to Timothy. Yeah, you know what, Timothy, you're so ingratiated with the Cowboys culture that they let go of good coaches like
Cowboys into this. Oh, it's a Steelers tour, bro.
We don't fire good coaches in Pittsburgh.
Oh my God! I mean, listen. Don't get me wrong because Mike Tomlin's overrated. Don't get wrong. Man.
You kick trash coaches on your sideline, like Jason Garrett, who is trash.
Oh my God! Listen, Brian. Listen, the Cowboys didn't make the playoffs. We understand that. Listen, we moved on. The Steelers lost, Brian. They lost.
Appreciate y'all having me on. I really do.
Can we let Josh speak now? Is Josh?
It's all low. It's all low.
I will mute you.
No, it's all low.
All right, moving on.
All love, baby. All love.
How long are we supposed to keep callers on the phone? Is it a question or two or what? Why is Brian still on the line?
Brian just hanged up.
He's an exception. He's an exception.
Shit. Anyways,
this was Tim's fault.
Listen,
this
now you need a quarterback because Roethlisberger's fat, ugly, and stupid. You need linebackers galore because Ryan Shazier's done. Bud Dupree sucks. You got rid of Lawrence Timmons. You have nothing there but TJ Watt. And then you need a freaking safety because Mike Mitchell's ass. Sean Davis took a step back this year. What else do you got? So that's my word.
On, but again, I like to give a little, plug in for Brian. Co-hosting with our very own guest host, Bogman, with NFL Combine 360. Catch them on their YouTube channel, which is the same name, NFL Combine.
We don't come ruin your show, Brian. I'm just kidding.
We're moving on.
We love Brian. We love Brian.
Of course.
Brian.
I could really.
Except I've heard Fox say some stuff. So
listen. He's lucky that Della didn't show up today. that was PG-13. Della would have gave it to him even worse. So let's just. All right, let's move on to the matchups this week. We had the NFC and the AFC Championship game. Some really good games. We're gonna start off with the Jacksonville Jaguars, Patriots. I want Jacksonville to win this game. I want to see a better Super Bowl. I want to see something different where everybody's like, I don't know who to pick and choose. But of course, Jacksonville's going to New England. And I'm sorry, to beat New England, you got to beat the refs, Patriots, and and I'm pretty sure they're gonna find a way to get through that defense. It's like you can't pick against them. So I want Jacksonville to win, but I got the Patriots winning this game.
Yeah, I want to pick the Jaguars too. It's just no, seriously, like the second half, man, Le'Veon started eating, and shit, you saw those Patriots running backs, man. They just tore Titans a new asshole. I don't know if the Jaguars are going to be able to stop that. This is going to be it's going to be an interesting matchup. And yeah, I know, like Brian was screaming earlier, supposedly a #1 defense, and they're letting up 42 points. The Patriots can do exactly just that to them as well. I could see Gronk giving Ramsey fits or Boye, whoever he's matched up against. It really doesn't matter. They're still undersized. In the coverage, I think Ramsey's pretty much going to have to play, pull and tug a little bit, kind of shadow him a lot if he's going to have success against him. But yeah, out of the backfield, man, you got a three-headed monster you can work with in New England. And then Cooks, Hogan, they're all fresh, and Brady's still making passes that he needs to. So it's going to be a good one. And that pass rush is coming alive at the right time for New England too.
Oh, man. Yeah, New England's going to win. I wanted to say Jacksonville. Here's the thing. I waited out as far as keys to winning. So for New England, keys to win. You got to keep Brady safe and upright. And you've got to be able to run the ball and leverage your running backs, even if it's in the short passing game. Well, guess what New England does well? They use a multitude of running backs in various ways to gain yardage. For Jacksonville, you've got to pressure Brady. You've got to have Blake Bortles make some plays. You got to be able to run the ball. And more importantly, you got to win the turnover battle. Jacksonville has to play a damn near perfect game in order to remain competitive. Not beat, just remain competitive against this New England team. Throw stats out the window. I just gave you everything that you need to know. New England's going to win this game. It's going to be a tough game. It could very well be an ugly game. But New England is going to come out on top.
So we all agree New England's going to win. We all hope Jacksonville wins it. But we all know the deal. All right. We go with Fogmake's team, the Philadelphia Eagles, hosting the Minnesota Vikings. If Minnesota Vikings win, they'll be the first team in NFL history to host a Super Bowl in their house. Now, there were 3 teams. I know one is Miami Dolphins. I believe one is the Buccaneers. I forgot the other ones. Yeah, the Super Bowl was in their house, but they lost in a wild card. So Minnesota is the first to advance to the championship game. Fogmake, I know you're watching. You're staring hard at me. You're saying to yourself, Tim better say what I want to hear. But I'm going to keep it real with you, Fog. I believe the Minnesota Vikings are going to win only because of this. One thing. Minnesota has a good defense. It's better than Philadelphia, but Philadelphia's defense is good too. Minnesota offense scores points. Case Keenum's been a starter since week 3. Nick Foles has been a starter since week 15. Too short, and they only scored 15 points against Atlanta, who doesn't have a good defense. So I got Minnesota winning this game and advancing to the bowl.
I actually see this being a very close game, just because they are going to make Keenum work. Latavius Murray is really nothing prestigious. He's kind of like second or third on your to worry about list. Your main culprits are going to be Thielen and Diggs, who are pretty much playing out of their minds right now, and they were just up and getting everything against the Saints corners. That's going to be what to watch for, really, is those cornerbacks versus Thielen and Diggs. And ultimately, can Ajayi get going against that D-line and those big linebackers in purple? This is why I see this game going back and forth, really low scoring. I don't really see too many big plays developing for either team. But in the end, I'm going to have to go with the one that has the more, I would say, sound quarterback and overall better defense at this point in time. So I'll pick the Vikings by like a 3-4 point victory margin. If it was once, I would go Eagles easily.
Me too, Josh.
Philadelphia Eagles are gonna lose.
Oh, I thought we were gonna get a little spoon moment from
No,
Fox
fuck
here.
that. I'm not. No, I'm not Tim in any way, shape, or form. Hey, listen, Josh, Tim, you guys said it. You know, Case Keenum, Nick Foles. That's what it's going to come down to. And Case Keenum has shown he's a body of work, has a body of work throughout the entire season. Nick Foles doesn't. Philadelphia, while I'll disagree with Tim there, and statistics will back me up, Atlanta had a top 12 defense this year. So they were a good defense, and especially picked it up at the end of the season. Mm-hmm. Philadelphia's offense, without Carson Wentz, you see how atrocious it is. They passed more, even though it wasn't significantly more. They passed more than they ran the ball. Now they're running the ball more than they passed the ball. In 2 of the last 3 games, it's been more running than passing. Why? Because it's Nick Foles at the quarterback position. I would love to say Philadelphia's defense can win the game, but if Philadelphia wins this game, it's going to be because Nick Foles made some big plays that we didn't see coming. That's the bottom line. So if I'm banking and I'm betting on who's going to make the plays to win the game, am I going to go Nick Foles or am I going to go Case Keenum? I'm taking Case Keenum. So I'm running with you guys. I'm taking the Vikings to win this one, unfortunately.
It's a shame, Fogman. It's a shame. It's a shame. You come in here, you wear the Eagles jersey with pride, and you pick against the team. You should have worn the suit, brother. Now, again, listen, the Philadelphia Eagles has one thing that I love, that I wish the Cowboys have. It's a passion thing. It's the Rocky music. I know for a fact
the Rocky.
Ryan Dawkins, Westbrook, maybe not McNabb, but some of the real passionate former Eagles players will be at that game and are going to try to uplift that defense. And you know, it's if Nick, my X factor now. Hold on, that's the guy who could possibly do something on offense to make a big play and get the Eagles the W. It's not Alshon Jeffrey. I think he's very overrated. Especially if Xavier Rhodes will be sticking to him. The box.
It's Tim. It's Nick Foles. It's Nick Foles. It has to be Nick Foles. Nick Foles has to make.
I'm saying Aguilar. Aguilar has to be the guy, the wide receiver. He has to be the wide receiver. But listen, it's going to be a good game. Good luck to your team, Fogman. Hey, listen, I give you this. You're 1-0 every time you pick the Eagles to lose.
Oh, that's a good way. Yeah.
You're 1-0.
I like that.
Well, if that's the case, then I hope I go undefeated at this point. If they beat Minnesota, I'm not picking them to beat New England. So I hope I'm wrong every step of the way. Trust and believe. I hope I'm wrong in every step of the way. I just feel, like I said, the one thing Philadelphia has going for them is that this is a team that is playing with a chip on its shoulder. And I don't think we've ever seen a number 1 ranked team playing with a chip on their shoulder the way this team is playing right now. That might be the one X factor to help Philadelphia win. Because, again, like Josh said, if Carson Wentz is quarterback in this game, I'm not even questioning this. The Eagles are going to the goddamn Super Bowl.
I'll say this real quick. during that Atlanta game, and you know, me and Josh could talk about it. We was on live for Fury. That game was boring and dead. It was like Atlanta lost it more than Eagles won it.
I agree.
Atlanta, yeah, it was on the mistakes Atlanta made on the play calling. It was horrible. The fans wasn't even in it until the last few minutes of the game. You know, but you know what? Hey, listen, this is This is the NFC Championship game. We've seen the Eagles been here 4 times before. 4 times they've been here. Only 1 time they advanced. So let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Should be a good one.
Did we talk about the last game?
What?
Yeah, we covered it.
Oh, we did.
Pats. Yeah, we got that one.
Jacksonville's gonna be a good game.
All right. Well, that's our show, I guess. Is there any last words to, recap?
No, but possibly up in the air right now. We'll probably have to check our individual schedules. But Tim and I, we had a lot of fun with Tommy D last Sunday. Fox said he might be around this Sunday. So if so, we might be able to do another Fury live special, watching one or maybe both of the championship games on Sunday.
And we got to get Tommy on. Tommy has to get on.
Tommy's a good sport. Yeah, he's a good host to have on. He's good. So stay tuned for
He's
that. We will be posting the news if we do decide, folks. It's a fun time. Bring your brews, bring your food, and bring your crews.
Check out, if you're not in our group, in our 2-minute warning group, just check out our YouTube channel. You see the posts. We keep you guys posted. That being said, we out of here. You guys, maybe this weekend. No doubt.
Pew, 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 pew.